Today is a writing vlog. As I've mentioned in maybe like 1 or 2 videos at this point, I am attempting to write my first novel. It's one of those things where, what is it? Is it the Dunning-Kruger effect? I think that's what it's called, where it's like you start off and you think, I'm doing pretty well. Right about now, I'm in the part where I go, I recognize that I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. But I'm having a lot of fun doing it, so I'm gonna keep going. So, you start off thinking, well, I've written things before. Like, I kept journals growing up, and I wrote essays and critiques and short stories. Like, how bad could a full-length novel be? It could be a long time. That's what it could be. So, yeah. So, I guess just to kind of start it off, I'll have it where I just real quick tell you guys about what I'm writing, and then we'll jump into my goals for the next 2 days, honestly, because January is almost done. But I started writing this novel, which is still just so novel to me. I started writing this for Nanowrimo 2022. Let me think. I had heard about Nanowrimo earlier in the year, thought about doing it, totally forgot about doing it. And then it was October when everything starts popping up again that I went, oh, I should do that, but I have no idea what I'm going to write. So I got my idea off of a plot generator online. I even looked it up. I'll show it to you, okay? Because I think it's really cool, especially for a first book. I think it was helpful having someone else throw ideas at me, and then I got to pick and choose. So this is my plot generator. Servicescape.com/writing-prompt-generator, easy peasy. You can sort by the big genre that you want to write in, and then it has subgenres. So it's like, let's say you want to do a fairy tale and heroic fantasy. And you can choose all the ones that you want, but I'm just going to show you guys these two. So then you click submit. And then you get your writing prompt. So then you can see, if you choose multiple options, you can see, okay, this is heroic fantasy. That's how I got my writing prompt. I had it where I went almost all the fantasies and ended up choosing one that was sword and sorcery. And I've been having a lot of fun with it. Just a lot of fun with it. And a learning curve out the wazoo. This is when I really started watching Brandon Sanderson's writing lectures on YouTube, diving into authortube, seeing what everyone else has suggested, and then Nanowrimo started. And I'm so glad I took the advice of, Maddie, I think that's her name. Oh gosh, I can't remember, but I remember her account, so I will look that up and it will pop up on the screen. Her advice in a video with Nanowrimo, particularly having young children, was to pull everything out, pull out your calendar, look at your month, because it's November. So here in the States, we have Thanksgiving and there's prep for Christmas. And with our family, we have a lot of family events plus Thanksgiving that happen during November. So it's a really busy month. She said, pull it out, plug that all in, then plug in the amount of time that you would like to spend writing. And then from there, it was like, if you know your word count, plug that in, and then you'll be able to see, will I be able to hit 50,000 words in a month? So I was able to go into Nanowrimo knowing I'm not going to win. And I'm okay with that. Because I was able to do that, it made it where hitting 22,000 words in 30 days on my first novel, after learning so much, it made it where I was so proud of those 22,000 words. I'm still so proud of them. I'm so proud of like the characters that are starting to develop, and especially being a pantser, considering that I came up, or well, the generator came up with the idea for me mid-October. No, I think it was even no, yeah, it was mid-October. Came up with that, and I was like, let's write a book. So proud. So proud of it. Happy with where I'm at. Right now, though, it is January. Hey, buddy.
No chips.
January. So, this January, I was 27. I think it was like 27,000. With November and December, it's family time. That's what I've learned. So now I know, give yourself grace, but came into January, I'm pretty sure with like 27,000 words, and somewhere around there. I wanted to hit 40,000 words, see where that put me, all that stuff. I don't believe I will hit 40,000 words today or tomorrow, because I'm at 35. Let me open this up. This is another habit that I'm really proud of myself with Nanowrimo, a habit of consistently opening up the manuscript and tracking words to sprints. So now I know my word count, per sprint. Gosh, okay. I want to open it up. So this manuscript is currently 35,204 words. Math would tell me it's not possible for me to hit 40,000 words. Okay. So I'm just going to let that go. Like the 50K in 30 days NaNoWriMo goal. Math would tell me that's not going to happen, and that's okay. But last night, okay, because I follow the 27 chapter structure outline stuff, plot structure, I think that's what it's called. I finished chapter 8, which is like, it's a conflict chapter. That's how I'll describe it. It's a conflict chapter. And I was in that chapter for the entire month of January. I started to get a little sick of it. And then last night I realized, oh my gosh, I just finished chapter 8, which means I'm on chapter 9, which means this is the last chapter in Act 1. So I am almost done with Act 1 in my first novel. And I want it to be where today or tomorrow I finish Act 1 and it's like I finish it well. Okay? I don't want it to be where it's just like, oh yeah, and then blah, 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 done, done, done. Okay. I want it to be where it's like, let's actually put words on the page that feel really good. And I would prefer to finish that than hit 40,000 words. Now, if I do hit 40,000 words, great. But again, math is telling me that's probably not going to happen, so I'm not going to hold my breath. But I think I can finish Act 1. So, here we go.
Anywhere you go, give it all.
hey, I ended up only having Monday to write. Yesterday, I knew it was going to be busy. And by the time I was able to have a mental headspace where I could write and I wanted to write, it was like 10 o'clock at night. And at that point, I just really wanted to read. So I read a little bit of A Court of Frost and Starlight and what is it called? What Hunts Inside the Shadows. And they both were good. It was nice. So this is where I'll just update on like, where am I in the book? So I ended the month with, what is it? I'm calling it Project SWSO, I guess. SWSO. And I ended the month with 36,740 words, which is awesome. Started, what did I start the month with? Let me see. Started the month with 26,896 words. So I feel like that's pretty good. And I'm using the, what is it? The 27 chapter outline. So if you use that, you probably already know what I'm talking about. But when I say chapters, that's really what I mean. I mean, chapters is in the 27 chapter outline. So all month I was in chapter 8, which started to get really old. And then Monday, or no, when was that? Sunday, I realized I'm in chapter 9. Oh my gosh. And it was great. So Monday was the first day where I started with chapter 9. Monday was also my biggest writing day of the month, with 1,536 words. The month itself, let me see. Okay, so with my monthly writing goal, I hit 85% of that goal. Not bad. Not bad, especially since, like, looking at my numbers, let me see. Okay. This is my Notion. Especially with my numbers, considering you'll see, like, the first day of the month that I wrote was January 6th, and then the 9th, and then the 12th, and then it becomes much more consistent feeling. But with that being the case, hitting at 85% and pretty much the first 2 weeks of the month not really writing, I feel really good about that. That's awesome. Let me see. Have I mentioned I'm almost done with Act 1. Really good feel. I feel like this week I'll be able to get that done. I'm still having a lot of fun with it. So far, it started off as like a sword and fantasy or sword and sorcery genre, or at least that's what the, plot generator got me. And now it's almost turning into not a quest. I don't know, just like fantasy. just fantasy. There's certain elements of sword and sorcery that my novel doesn't hit. And we can talk about that. We'll talk about that later. It doesn't hit, so it almost makes it where I'm like, is it still sword and sorcery? Or would it technically be something else? I feel like it technically falls under something else. But there's that. So, yeah. And had a good character die off. It was sad. But good. But sad. So, that's it. Be sure to like this video. Subscribe if you want to keep up to date on my writing and my reading. Journey in 2023. It's my first novel. And hey, if you write as well, feel free to leave a comment and tell me what your current project, tell me about it. So awesome. All right. Well, that's it. That's it for January. So I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.